Hello, fellow educators and students.
This is a video on using Google Drive. A lot of schools that use G Suite for education, your Google Drive is kind of your main go-to area for doing any document creation, sharing of files. You can even use it kind of as a backup system. It has a ton of uses and is a great resource, but sometimes it's kind of hard to know all the little features that are hidden within it. So this video is just going to explore some of the features of Google Drive. The first thing you want to do is go to drive.google.com, or if you're in your email, over here towards the top right, if you see that little waffle iron icon, if you click on that, you'll see a list of all sorts of features you can use in Google Drive and just G Suite features. So the ones we're going to look at today is the Drive, Docs, Sheets, Slides. Those are the main areas we're going to look at. So to start, you would actually click on the Drive, and this would take you to your main screen. This is your main file area where it lists all the different files. You can create folders. You can have as much organization as you want or keep it as messy as you want, depending on how you are. I like to have a lot of organization, so I like to use folders and all those kinds of things. So the first part is you've got a couple things over here on the left-hand side. The storage spot, as a G Suite education user, you don't have to worry about it too much. If you have your own personal Gmail account, you will want to keep an eye on that, because when you hit, I believe for just gmail.com accounts, it's a 5 GB limit. If you go above that, you need to start purchasing your own storage, which still doesn't cost that much, and is, if it's something you use a lot, it's well worth it. The first thing you have over on the side is the big new button. If you click on that, you'll be able to create a new folder. You can do a file upload. You can upload a folder. Now, right now you can only upload folders through Google Chrome. If you use Safari, Firefox, Internet Explorer, any of those other browsers, you can't upload a folder into Google Drive, but you can do it in Chrome. So just something to know about. You can create Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and under the More, you can create Google Forms, drawings, all sorts of different features that you can play around with. And you can even add more apps to give it more features. The first thing I want to show is just creating a folder. So if you click on New, Create Folder, we're going to create another, I'll just call it Desktop. And we'll create it. And you will see that the desktop folder has been created. From there, I can actually click and drag stuff around to organize things. I can drag folders into folders. You can move them all around. So it lets you really quickly organize. And as you notice right here in the center main screen, you see a list of all your folders and files. On the left over here, you'll see this little My Drive spot. And if I click the little down arrow, it will show me a list of all my folders, which you see right there. So if you have a lot of files you want to move into other folders that you can't see, you can actually select all your files and click and drag them into the folder on the sidebar. So My Drive, if you click that, it'll allow you to quickly navigate all your folders. So if I wanted to click that down arrow and go straight to my test folder, it would take me right there. But I can also do it just by double-clicking on Test on the main screen. If you always want to get back to where you were, you'll see up here across the top, you'll see My Drive. If you click on that, it'll take you right back to your main screen. Or you can just click the big Drive icon in the top left, whatever's easier. Okay, the next spot over here on the left is the Shared With Me. So anybody that's shared a file with you, it will show up in here. So right now, nobody shared a file with me, so nothing shows up. Sometimes it's a quick and easy way if you want to look for something that somebody shared with you. Recent, just like it sounds, it's the latest documents, recent things that you've worked with in your Google Drive folder, and I'll show you in order. So if you know you worked on something in the past day or two but you can't find it, you can click on the recent, come in here, and you'll see it right there. Start is one of my favorite features. I don't use it as much in Google Drive, but I use it a ton in my email, which I'll have another video on showing those features. If you have something open, if you come over here to the top right, you'll see Add Star. The other way you can do it is if you control and then hold down your control button and then click on it, and that will pop up, and you can do the same thing here. So right now it says remove from Start, so that's how you want to add it or remove it. But if it's on one I haven't added, and do the control click, I can add it to starred. The other Mac trick that's little known is if you want to do a right click, you take 2 fingers at the same time and click on your trackpad, and that's like a right click. And again, you can add it to starred. Starred is a great way if you have important files that you view all the time, things that you just need to get to really quickly. And that's what starred is for. So that will just list all your files that you've starred. So if you want to remove something from that, I'm going to click on it and I'm going to do the 2-finger click at the same time. Or if you have a mouse, you can right click. And then I'm going to do remove from starred. Then you have your trash can. If you accidentally delete something, you can come in here and retrieve it from your trash. Just a good way to cover yourself just in case you delete something. The really nice thing for G Suite schools, if your administrator does it properly, even if you accidentally empty your trash, your G Suite administrator should be able to go in and still retrieve those things as long as they've set the permissions correctly in the administrative section. If they haven't, once you empty your trash, it is gone. But there are easy ways that they can set it up where it can archive everything for a certain amount of time. It can, like we do, 7 years. So just something to know about. Please don't rely on that because you never know, but it is there as a fail-safe just in case. So we're going to go back to the My Drive section. So that talks you through that left-hand side. Over here, you've got that little grid view. If you click on that, you can actually change how your main screen looks. I prefer the list access. Just easier for me. So, the next thing you can do is create a document. So if I click on New, and I click on Google Doc, you can see the little arrow here. You can actually create a Google Doc from a template, or a Google Sheet from a template, or a Google Slide. Usually, but you can just click on Google Docs. And it'll open document right in the share window. From here, it works just like Microsoft Word or Apple Pages, whatever program you've used. You can just start typing. And you have all your formatting tools across the top here. You can get add-ons. There's all sorts of add-ons you can get to add into your documents. A lot of tools. A really neat feature, especially if you have a lot of people working on a document, or if you've been working on a big document that a lot of people don't know about, is this version history. So what it does is it saves itself automatically every now and then. And if you find you've been working on a document for a long time and you deleted a section, you're like, oh, I can't remember what that was, but I really need that back. You can come into this version history and you can search it. And you can see all the different versions that it's saved, and you can actually restore them. So you can get those things back, which is really handy feature. You can change your page setup, you can print, you can make a copy of it, and you can also share. So if you want somebody else to be able to see it or be able to edit it, you can come up to this top right and click share. And you have to give the document a name. And now you can enter in the names of who you want to share it with, and you can also choose, can they edit it, can they just comment, or can they just see it? And you can enter in all the names you want. In order to do those things of editing and commenting, they have to have a Gmail account. And then once you're done, it will send them an email. Or you can click this little advanced button down on the bottom right, and you can really customize. You can open it up to the web so anybody can see it. There's all sorts of different options here just to read through, and you can take a look at. Another really neat feature, teachers use this a lot, or if you're collaborating with a bunch of people, is the comment. So you can actually add comments. So if I wanted to comment, and then I can add that comment in. So if you have a lot of things that are commented, you can highlight a word and then hit comment, and it will comment on that part. And the cool thing is, if I click on that word that's highlighted, it will show me that comment on the side that's associated with that comment. And this works in Google Slides and Google Sheets. You can use this for everything. It's a great teaching tool too if you're commenting on students' papers that have been turned in and things like that. Really, really nice feature. And then if it's a comment that's based on a change that needs to be done, you can actually, when done, you can mark it as resolved and it will disappear. And you'll see that the highlighting is now gone. So really, really neat feature. And the cool thing is this auto saves every now and then. So every time you finish typing, if you notice this all changes up here saved in Drive, as I start typing, it's just going to say saving. And then as soon as I'm done typing, it's saved. So if your computer crashes, if the power goes out and you're on a desktop, if your battery dies, more times than not, you're going to have all your stuff saved with no problem. If you want to name your document, like I did when I was sharing, if you come up here to the title, you'll see my cursor changes to a little edit. You can just double click on it and rename. There we go. And then hit enter and it's renamed. That star feature where you can star the document, you can just click on that to star it or click on that to unstar it. If you want to move it to a different folder in your Google Drive, you can click on that and you'll see a list of your folders. If you have folders within folders, you can click the little arrow to get to those subfolders. If you just want to save it to the test folder, you just click on test, click move. Bottom left here, you'll see new folder. You can actually create a new folder. The nice thing about Google Drive, I'm not going to show sheets or slides. They all work exactly the same. If you've worked with PowerPoint or Keynote or Numbers in Excel, go into those different features. They work exactly the same. All the renaming features are the same. All the sharing features, the commenting, everything is the same across the board. So it makes it really easy to move from tool to tool. So we're going to get out of this. You notice I'm not going to save it, just going to close. And you'll notice here on the main screen, rename this to Title 1 is right there. And I'm right back to that file. Great way to edit. Now another thing people don't realize with this is you can upload files and use this as a backup, and there's two ways to do it. The first way is you can just click and drag. So I'm going to slide my window off to the side here. I'm going to go into my Dropbox. Let's just go to recents. There we go. I got a little screenshot here. So I'm going to say I want this photo uploaded. I'm just going to click and drag it right into Chrome, and it's going to upload that file, and you'll see it's done. And now the file appears right there, and I can use it just like anything else in Google Drive. I can share it, I can move it to folders, I can delete it, I can rename it, all those different things. There is one other big feature in here that's really, really nice, especially if you use Google Drive a lot, and it gives you a way to back up your computer. In a sense, if you come up to this cogwheel, you'll see it says settings. If you click on that, you'll see get drive for desktop. Now what you want to do is come down here and click on the download install drive file stream. If you have Windows, click on Windows. For me, I have a Mac. I'm going to click on Mac, and it's going to download this file. If you are not able to install stuff on your computer yourself because of IT permissions, just talk to your IT person and they can help you set this up. I'm going to open that up. I'm going to double click on that to start installing it. I'm going to go through, click continue, tell it to install. It's asking for my password or my fingerprint. Because I have the nice newer MacBooks, it allows me to use my fingerprint, which is a really nice feature. If you have the fingerprint sensor on your laptop, use it. It's so nice. So it's just going to take a minute or two to install. Obviously, the 2 minutes is never accurate. There we go. So, with the new Mac OS operating system, there's a lot of privacy features, so you're going to have to go through and open up a few things and allow them. So I'm going to click Open System Preferences. I'm going to tell it Open Security. First thing I'm going to do is I have to click the little lock so I can allow this. So I'll click Allow. Let's close out of that. I'm going to move that to trash. There we go. It's allowing us to pop up again. Okay, so now I'm going to click on the little icon up here. Go to Preferences. We're going to sign in. I'm going to put in my account. Going to put in my password. And now what it's going to do is it's going to start loading my files. It's going to take just a few. It'll walk you through a quick little guide, just kind of giving you a little more spiel about it. And then I'm going to tell it to open my Google Drive folder. If I go into my Google Drive folder, you're going to see there's my files. And if I go back to my drive and show the Finder window, you'll notice there's the different folders and they match what's in my Google Drive folder. So if let's move this down. I'm going to take this WAV file and I'm going to put it into the Google Drive folder on my computer. And what you'll see in just a few, you'll see that little spinning sign. It's getting ready to upload that file. Now if I go into my Google Drive, you'll notice the WAV file just appeared. And then if I come in here into my Google Drive and I remove it, it will delete it. And you'll notice already it is gone from the folder on my computer. So what my suggestion would be is to install Google Stream for your Mac, push all your files into it, and use all that as your file storage. That way if your computer dies, anything happens, you don't have to worry about it. Get your new computer, download Google File Stream again, log in, and there's all your files back up and running just like you were. It's a really, really handy feature. So that is a basic overview of Google Drive. Really great, powerful program. Lots and lots of features. I still didn't talk through all the features, but just wanted to give kind of the basics to get you up and going and moving around within it.
Don't forget to check out my site at adamontech.com, where you can submit suggestions or follow-up questions to these video tutorials. While there, you can also read my writings that explore a number of topics in greater detail. You can also leave a comment below or hit me up on Twitter at twitter.com/adamontech. Don't forget to hit that like button below, and while you're doing that, also take a moment to subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date with my latest tutorials. So until next time, this is Adam on Tech, signing off.